I had a patient today that we were taking home to hospice. She had had surgery on one side of her body and surgery on the other side of her body. And she was in a lot of pain. And she had a lot of personality. And this lady would crack jokes about drinking whiskey, you know. So her nurse brought her in some pills to take, some pain meds. And she said, the nurse asked, do you have a drink? And then her response back to the nurse was, well, you haven't given me any whiskey. But she was joking about, you know, like smoking weed or whatever. Older lady. She was just rough. She's come out like putting out this front. Or at least like wearing this mask of like this personality where like she's like just this incorrigible, fun old woman, right? And as we're driving down the road, going to her place, I'm thinking like, man, I have nothing to complain about. I have it so much better than this lady, right? I mean, right now, my hips don't hurt yet. I can actually lift her. I don't have to have supplementary oxygen. I don't need to take any pain meds, really. And she was telling a story. She told us about her grandkids mainly. One of the grandkids that kept calling her was excited to see her. And her and my partner were just like, they hit it off really well as two equally kind of rough around the edges folks. And so they were just being like difficult together and having a good time of it. But at a certain point on the drive, it got real quiet. You know, when we got back, got to the lady's house, which lived like an hour away. She was so much more mellow and friendly. She was still said some edgy things, but she was a little bit more like a sweet old granny. It dawned on me that the pain meds had probably kicked in, the oxy or whatever it was. But when we got to her house, okay, this pitiful, rough around the edges, like almost like she's got something to prove lady who's in a ton of pain, you know, kind of griping about being old. These grandkids are like looking through the glass when we approach, and they have drawn her pictures, like Christmas pictures that are also like good, you know, get well pictures. And of course it's like with crayons, right? There's like no real detail to the photos at all. And they are so excited to show these pictures to their grandmom. These like elementary school kids. That as soon as we opened the doors, they climbed into the back of the ambulance to present these photos to their grandmom. And their mom had to come out and pull them off, right? And they were so excited to see their grandmom. So, anyways, we got her situated and she was very, very thankful. And she made one more joke, like, you know, smoke some weed for me this weekend. And immediately you hear like this kid who's like maybe 7 years old, 6, go like, why would you want to smoke weed? And then you see mom like running from the other room, like trying to unhear that for her kid or shut grandmom up, you know. It was kind of a funny scene there at the end. But anyways, driving away, I thought this lady was worse off than me. She's in a lot of pain. And has to take these pain meds, you know. But she has grandkids who are like silly excited to see her. So maybe she's better off than I am. You know, I'd take loving future generations over physical health any day. You know, legacy.